welcome back to my channel here. This is Penguin Tech. I'm just doing my usual drive in my 16 years old 2017 top spec Perodua Viva, and I hope you can hear me fine. So I'm just driving this car as a record because I'm going to trade it in for a new Axia Myvi. So keep up with the video in my channels. Yeah. So the reason I'm going to trailer is because the gearbox has been giving me some issues. So I did not change the gearbox fluid as I should have been, and then when changing the gearbox fluid, the mechanic seems to have used the Type 4 Toyota gearbox fluid, which is not the manufacturer's recommended one, because Perodua recommended Type 3. And then what happened afterwards is that the engagement into D gear seems to be very slow, at least for the launch gear. And then the last shift, the fourth gear, doesn't seem to shift on time, or at least delays a lot. So the mechanic actually added the anti-slip gear oil, but then it also didn't seem to help. So he afterwards the filter, gearbox oil filter was changed, and everything was okay until once again that the issue is coming back. So I'm not really comfortable with the car anymore. And given that if you switch the gearbox, it's going to cost me 1,000 plus. So I decided to just trade this car in for a better car. So I'm recording this also to let you know how does it drive, how does it sound like in the interior, at least, and also to give me myself one last time of recording driving this car. And oh my god, this car is blocking me. As you can see here, the launch gear is definitely not good, and I think it's also a bit not safe to drive this car, especially if you're going to launch your car into a T-lane or something. So yeah, so I've done my booking, so just waiting for the car to get my car, hopefully before the Chinese New Year. And then this car was also suffering from some sort of engine oil burning. It's not serious, but I do notice the drop of the engine oil. And also because the last gear doesn't shift in, the engine tends to rev very high when you're driving on the highway, and for example, it reaches 4,000 RPM and 80 kilometers per hour, but then it still doesn't shift into the fourth gear, and so the engine keeps revving, and I guess that also made the engine oil burning even more serious. So that's why I've decided to trade it in. And also this car has been having some issues here. For example, I think that the engine mounting is all worn out now, but I've never been able to change it. And also because if I change it, it's gonna cost you quite a bit of money, because the engineer has to lift out the entire engine, I think, at least for this Viva, and gonna cost a lot of labor work. And what I've done is also as a history, this car was given to me by my sister, but because it was old and I have to send it to the postmarket for checking, just to transfer the car ownership name to me. And then what I did is also fix the exhaust pipe because it was leaking, and that's why I also changed it. And then also the headlamps are yellow. Perhaps giving it a good wash should resolve it, but I didn't spend the money on that. And then also there's some body scratches and stuff like that. And the side mirrors, one of it doesn't retract, and also one of it is loose because due to some accident in the past, I think very long time ago when the car wasn't in mine. Yeah, and but overall, I think this car has been a reliable daily driver. It's been sending me to work every single day on weekdays, and then the fuel efficiency, as far as I calculate, is still around 15 kilometers per liter, and that's still pretty good, I would say. I'm not an aggressive driver. I drive leanly and tend to drive it where such that I don't accelerate immediately and stuff like that. And then whenever I can glide, I will let it glide. But I think one of the things I did is, shift it to N when I was waiting at the traffic light, and then shifting back to D again, as I was hoping that this one saves a bit of fuel, but then also the car was shaking quite a bit if it stays in D, so I tend to like to shift it back to N when the car is idling. And then but I think doing that might have damaged the gearbox faster, and therefore leading to this gearbox delay issue. And also because if I did switch my gearbox fluid on time, I don't think I would have this issue. So car owners do keep in mind on this. The gearbox, I think the auto gearbox, this one is a good one I believe, but then it's still a delicate component. And I'm pretty excited on what the DCVT on the new Axias can do. And then some of the other issues my car have is sometimes the speedometer, very rarely, but sometimes at the beginning of the drive it just doesn't show you the exact speed. I think it's somehow it needs the car engine has to heat up or something like that, and then it starts displaying the speed, which is weird to me actually, but at the very least it still displays speed, and it's way better than it's just staying at 0. So going to bumps here, you can hear some of the suspension is not that great anymore, and I believe that I should change it if I have the budget, but given that this car will be traded in, I won't be doing that. And also I think this car doesn't have ISOFIX, I believe. So if it is in the future, if a family member is expand, this might not be a suitable one. And the reason I'm going for the Axia is that people have been asking me why not go for Myvi, but I'm just wary of the budget here. So 50k, what I can get is I don't need a more powerful car, I just need a daily driver, and I also prioritize safety. So within that 15k safety, I would think that the Axia one is the better one because it's more it has more features, and then also saves gas, because if every day you're just stuck in the traffic light, then definitely the Axia is the better one. And then I don't do long travels, I don't like to drive a long travel because I'll just fall asleep when I drive a long way, so I don't need a car that can drive for a long distance. And then and I think I think the 1 liter Axia is definitely good enough for me. And then also spacious enough because it's a lot bigger than my current car Viva, and should be a lot more quieter, more comfortable as a daily driver. So here I am stuck in the traffic, which I don't like. And then also sometimes this car doesn't idle well. Sometimes the speedometers just go up and down, but then sometimes it's also idling well, so I really don't know what issue is this, and it's just most of the time it's fine, but then sometimes it's just very weird and I really don't understand it. Also, many of the things inside this car has been broken. So for example, all these 4 power windows, I think the only ones that's reliable and also responsive is the one on the driver's side. The rest I don't dare to open because it might open, but then you might not be able to close it back. So that's one of the things I'm very worried. So I tend to not open all of the windows as well. And then also the aircon knobs are broken. So I bought some third-party one with metal connector to it, so that it lasts. But then didn't expect this car to break down that soon. And to be honest, this car was shipped from Myvi to Johor on August 2018. So I've been driving this car in Johor for like 5 years, and finally, really, I think it's also financially a better choice for me to just trade this car in. And for information, I can share with you the trade. The price that I'm about to trade is 3,000. It's really cheap. It's not even worth an iPhone. I trade in now, you know, by the end of 2023, the other trader quoted me 4.5k, but he also says that if I trade in next year, it will be down by another 1k. So I think it's also, so I think why not just trade in with Perodua, because this has a lot of hassle. So yeah, I mean it doesn't work. Wait, not to get another 500 more when I don't even know by the time I trade in this car it will be still in drivable condition. Because I'm really concerned of the gearbox. And wow, so many. Man, there's always so many cars around Perodua Mall. I don't understand. Oh, and then also the aircon broke down also, during my time in Johor because the aircon just gets hot, and so I also spent close to 1,000 to fix it up, which ended up working really well. It lasted very long until, you know, the gearbox issue, and you can hear everything around the car inside the cabin here, so it's quite loud. The NVH is pretty bad. And I'm trying to merge into this land. Oh, and one of the reverse light also burned out, so that's what I did also. And then when the car came here to JB, the head unit wasn't working properly, so I already, you know, changed it myself to the Sony third-party one, which has been working well. And I'm just wondering, if I trade in car, you know, can I remove the Sony speaker that I installed in and then the Sony head unit? But I think that's not a good thing to do, right? Yeah. And also my car currently is close to 200,000 kilometers mileage. So it's actually around 197,000 mileage kilometers now. And honestly, I would have hoped it would reach, you know, at least 200,000, but then I couldn't do it because the gearbox has been giving me some issues. But yeah. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and share my video if you find it useful. Watch out for my next video about Axia 2023. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.